Let's talk about how not to play Clove. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how not to play Clove. We're going to take a look at some strategies that we can employ to actually make money off a stock that just doesn't move. If you want to look like this or this, hop over to Finery. We're just talking about stocks all day long. Link is in my description, and you can talk all day long to cool people about cool things. But Ape Wisdom covers Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, day trading, and short squeeze subreddits, talking about people who are talking about things. This tracks what people are talking about on Reddit for the past 24 hours. SPY, number one, we've just been green after green, so I'm curious to see what tomorrow and Friday have in store for us. Number two, we got Tesla. They beat on their earnings, so obviously that is on everyone's mind. Next, we have BlackBerry, Wish, Prague, GameStop, Smile Direct Club, Tilray, BBIG, Pinterest, AMC, Alibaba, ATER, Netflix had good earnings, but actually went down. Facebook, Microsoft, PayPal, AMD, Palantir, Apple, then Clove. So fallen low on this list, but overall 50-50 positive and negative sentiment. So people don't really know how to think about Clove. 50-50 is interesting. I haven't seen that in a while. Nearby words include Wish, Smile Direct Club, up, like, down, puts, shit, holding, bag holding, sub, long, money, understand, and don't. So people are still talking about it, but the comment volume is dipping. We're back on the Wall Street Bets list, but towards the bottom. So that means comment volume here is very, very low. So not a lot of people are talking about it, and the stock price might actually follow that. But what I'm very, very curious about is the max pain. And I have some really interesting things to show you guys about that a little bit later. But the max pain for this week is 8. It has been 8 for a while now, and it's sticking to that very, very well, and it's very interesting to watch. Next week, it is 8, so I think that changed. I think it was 7.5. Then the week after, the first week of November, the max pain is 7.5. Then the week after that is 8 again. Then the week after that is 9. So I am very curious to see how this all moves. In the past couple of weeks, it has literally been at the max pain every week. If you don't know, which if you've been hanging out and watching my videos for a while now, you definitely do know. If you don't know, max pain is the strike price that Clove needs to close at to cause the maximum amount of pain to people who bought calls and puts. There are people buying 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20 calls. Okay, there are people buying all of these puts. The market makers, the people who are selling you these contracts, need Clove to close at 8 or just around 8 to cause the most amount of damage. They want all of your contracts to go to 0. And I saw this Reddit post, words of caution. For several months, a couple times per week, we see spikes in price followed by a significant price push down by hedge funds and market makers. During the spike, an absurd amount of calls are bought only to expire worthless. These hedgies know retail is susceptible to price swing options. Don't fall for it. I'm challenging you to buy the stock, not calls during these times. And not on margin. This will create a real flywheel for momentum in the right direction. Most of us who have been in the game for multiple months and are used to it, this week is presenting multiple traps. Damn, this guy has 52,500 shares. Shout out Penguino Rampage, a Clove legend. But he does have a very good point. And we've been talking about it time after time again in every single one of our videos. Clove really likes that max pain. And let me show you how much it actually likes that max pain. So jumping into the daily chart for today, take a look at this. So Clove opened up today at around almost $8 or so. It was about $7.90, okay? As indicated by this blue line. This blue line is the previous close line, so where it closed yesterday. CLOV opened and it started working its way up. That's all great, right? CLOV is going up. Super, super awesome. Super good. And then it dips right back down to that red line. That red line is the max pain. I put a line on the 8 so I can see how it moves and bounces around there. Went right back to 8, worked its way all the way to 821. Guess what happened when that happened? Let me show you the options chain. So let's use this one as an example. I can copy this options chain, paste it here. Now, this is the price of the option charted out so you can see what's what. So the option opened up today at $17 per option. And then it started to work its way up a little bit. And then as CLOV skyrocketed up to 820 or whatever, it peaked at $34. Now, look at that volume. A lot of people are buying this option as soon as CLOV starts going up. So if you look to the right-hand side over here, they started buying it at around 26. They started buying it around 30. They started buying it around 34 at the peak, only for it to just work its way right back down to about 18 or so. That's not good. And this is the, what option is this? This is the, I believe it's the 8.5. It is. So the 8.5 call option. CLOV was working its way up to 821 and it looked like it was going to break out, only for it to just come right back down to that max pain and even below it. So what did we do? Over at Finery, we were talking and brainstorming how we should play it. We thought about, oh, should we buy shares? Should we buy calls? What's going on? We just sold a call and captured some premium. We sold that 8.5 for next week. And somebody bought it for $30. It's currently worth $17.50. So we are up 41.67% on that premium sell. Don't be afraid to sell some calls when things get juicy. That's what market makers are doing. That's what people who are controlling the stock are doing. I get a lot of people who say it's scary to sell a call because what if CLOV goes up past 850? Well, I have 100 shares that I bought for $770. So I can afford to take an exercise at $850. But I also have another 309 shares that will carry me if CLOV continues to go up. Now, another thing that could happen is, let's say tomorrow CLOV just skyrockets to 9. That means all of the premium for the 9, the 8.5, the 8, and so on is going to go up. That means I can then just buy back the one that I sold, go to the next week, and roll over to something else that has a higher premium. So it's not a scary thing to do, especially with a stock that is just so predictable like CLOV. It's just really interesting. I'm just super curious to see how it all plays out. Considering the max pain is 8 for this week, the dark pool data is, as always, dark, with a net short volume of 446,000. Net short volume in dollars is positive 3.5 million. So still a lot of shorting going on. But we should still see how it all plays out according to this max pain. Earnings are coming up. I'll do a video a little bit later that talks about the things that we should look out for. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And with that, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.